What if I told you that one man's unwavering commitment to justice and equality in Jamaica led to his wrongful execution, and in the process, made him a national hero? His life's work and tragic death sparked debates that echoed in both Jamaica and Britain. Today we dive into the inspiring yet heart-wrenching story of George William Gordon, a man whose sacrifices shaped the future of Jamaica. Hey everyone, welcome back to Jamaica's History. If you love learning about Jamaica's rich history, you're in the right place. Today, we're talking about one of Jamaica's national heroes, George William Gordon, a businessman, politician, and ultimately a martyr. Let's get into it. George William Gordon was born in Jamaica, the second of 8 children to a Scottish planter, Joseph Gordon, and an enslaved woman, Anne Rattray. His father, Joseph, had migrated to Jamaica and became an attorney for absentee-owned sugar estates, eventually buying his own properties, including the Cherry Garden Estate, where George was born. Despite being born into slavery, George taught himself to read, write, and do basic accounting, all through his own determination and effort. He was freed at a young age, and by the time he was 10, he was living with his godfather, James Daly, in Black River, Jamaica. Starting his business career early, George opened a store in Kingston in 1836 and quickly established himself as a successful produce dealer. Despite his youth, those who met him described him as having sharp business skills. By 1842, he had become so successful that he was able to send his sisters to Europe for their education, and just 3 years later, he had amassed a fortune of £10,000, a remarkable feat in those times. Gordon's personal success didn't deter him from taking an interest in the struggles of the less fortunate. In the 1840s, he co-founded the Jamaica Mutual Life Assurance Society and became a justice of the peace in 7 different parishes. But by the 1850s, Gordon began focusing his efforts on improving the living conditions for Jamaica's black population, who were largely poor and suffering from extreme hardships. As a politician, Gordon became a fierce critic of the colonial government and Governor Edward Eyre. He won a seat in the House of Assembly for St. Thomas in the East Parish and was deeply committed to advocating for the rights of the black population, particularly the small farmers and former slaves. He often stood up to the colonial elite, demanding better prison conditions and criticizing the cruel methods of punishment used by Governor Eyre, like flogging and the treadmill, for minor offenses such as food theft. The poverty and oppression faced by Jamaica's black population eventually led to rising tensions, which would culminate in the Morant Bay Rebellion of 1865. Gordon had long been a vocal advocate for the people of St. Thomas in the East, and he was closely associated with Paul Bogle, a Baptist deacon who became a leader of the rebellion. In October 1865, after the Morant Bay Rebellion erupted, Governor Eyre blamed Gordon for inciting the uprising, despite having no solid evidence to support these accusations. Gordon was arrested in Kingston and sent to Morant Bay, where martial law had been declared. Within just 2 days, he was hastily tried by a court-martial without proper legal procedures and sentenced to death. On October 23, 1865, George William Gordon was executed, followed by Paul Bogle the next day. But Gordon's execution would not silence him. His wrongful death, along with Eyre's brutal suppression of the rebellion, shocked both Jamaica and Britain. In Britain, prominent figures like philosopher John Stuart Mill led efforts to bring Governor Eyre to trial for murder. Although these attempts ultimately failed, the controversy forced Eyre to resign. Gordon's legacy, however, didn't end there. In the 20th century, he came to be recognized as a key figure in Jamaica's fight for justice and equality. He became a symbol of the struggle for Jamaican nationalism, a precursor to the fight for independence. In 1960, Jamaica's parliament moved into a new building named in his honor, Gordon House. In 1969, Gordon was proclaimed a national hero of Jamaica, alongside Paul Bogle, in a government ceremony at Morant Bay. Today, Gordon's image can be seen on Jamaican currency, including the $10 note and the $50 note issued in 2023. George William Gordon's story has inspired many, and is referenced in reggae songs such as Innocent Blood by Culture and Born Fay Rebel by Steel Pulse, among others. His fight for the rights of Jamaica's poor continues to resonate in the country's history and culture. So what can we learn from the life of George William Gordon? He stood for justice, even when it meant going against powerful forces. He fought for the rights of Jamaica's poorest citizens when no one else would. And his ultimate sacrifice helped ignite the spark of Jamaican nationalism. If you found George William Gordon's story as fascinating and inspiring as I did, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories from Jamaica's rich history. Let us know in the comments which national hero or historical figure you want us to cover next. Until then, remember, history is full of untold stories, and they're waiting for us to uncover them. Thanks for watching.